Optimizing cancer care with fasting. In this video, I want to talk all about the transition back into foods, because if you do this improperly, it will have a detrimental effect on your health, on your cancer journey, and can actually create more harm than good. I am at my 72-hour mark of fasting. I want to show you what my first meal was to break the fast and make sure that I am not putting more stress on my system. Now, depending on how long you've been fasting for, the actual transition process may look a little bit different. But in general, even after a 12 to 14 hour fast, you may be already initiating the process of autophagy. And that really is the goal, to help how your body gets rid of old dead cells to stimulate healthy new ones. Even after 14 to 16 hours of fasting, your insulin levels will drop drastically. Now remember, insulin is a growth factor, so it stimulates how blood cells replicate and proliferate in the system. Now, if you're only doing a 12 to 14 hours fast, make sure to still stay tuned, because there's important principles that you need to know. And it's especially more important to follow this if you're doing a 24-hour or longer fasting protocol. If you need any help designing which protocol is right for you, depending on what stage of cancer you have, the type of cancer, if you have a lot of muscle mass, if you are muscle wasting or in cachexia, you have high inflammation, the scenario can change drastically per person. So make sure that you go to drlori.ca to apply to work with me, and I would love to help you design a protocol that integrates into your existing cancer care routine. Now, before I go into the exact meal that I made to break my fast, I want to stress the importance of going slowly. So the worst thing that you could do is eat a big steak, or something that is extremely high in protein, hard to digest, and eating it in a rush, so not being in a rest and digest state. So just remember, your stomach has shrunk in the past few days, and the amount that your body's actually going to take in, you will feel full a lot quicker. So that should hopefully make the process a little bit easier. And you want to stop eating when you're about 75% full. You do not want to overstimulate the insulin production and overstimulate the glycemic load on your body. Indulging too much can actually blunt the positive effects that you've had during the fasting protocol, because the insulin and glucose is spiking way too quickly. So at this point in the fasting routine, at the 72-hour mark, I actually do not have cravings for anything. Usually I have a sweet tooth and I feel like I need to have sugars, or I would love just a bite of something that's more starchy. But at this point, I actually do not feel hungry at all. The reason why I'm personally breaking my fast now is because I want to get back to weight training, HIIT training, do a lot of the workouts that I know needs more amino acids and more proteins for muscle production. If you have an intense workout routine and you're fasting, you're actually going to be losing muscle, losing weight, and it's not beneficial in the long run. So you want to make sure that you're not fasting too long. That can put your body in more of this catabolic state and feel weaker overall. So for me, 72 hours is kind of the sweet spot where I know I'm in this max autophagy phase. I'm helping my metabolism regulate glucose, hemoglobin A1C. I'm regulating my fasting insulin levels. Overall, my metabolic health, I feel like, is on point. I also feel like my weight is exactly where I want it to be, fasting for a lot longer. Not only will I be losing muscle, I'll be losing more weight, which I do not want to do. We know that as women, we don't want to have the saggy skin and collagen loss. And so, I'm about to turn 40. That's something that is still important to me. And I want to stay young and vital and energetic, but do this in a healthy way where it's not making myself too thin, too frail, and having other negative outcomes that I just don't want. All right, so what did I break my fast with? Today, I was pretty excited to have this meal. So for me, what I did was I opened up half a can of full-fat coconut creamer, half of an avocado, and electrolytes with probiotics. I put that into the blender. It turned into this creamy paste, and I'm telling you, it's the taste of I don't usually love stevia, but it's the natural sweetener. You could also use sweetener with monk fruit. Just a little bit of it was so delicious. And I only had about half a cup. Actually, no, there's about a full cup in there, and I'm perfectly satiated. I don't feel like I need anything else. I'm gonna drink tons of water per usual. Throughout the whole fasting routine, I'm having at least 2 liters of water every single day, just straight up water. And then on top of that, I have herbal teas, I'll have black coffee, and I'll also be doing probiotics and electrolytes the entire time. So this transition back into eating again is really just a higher fat load. I'm not having any carbs right away. And the fact that it's blended is really supporting my digestive system as well. Now, if you're missing your gallbladder, you've had surgery to remove that, or you don't do well with high fat meals, make sure you talk to your integrative doctor about incorporating a digestive enzyme, because it can also be a lot of stress on the liver and gallbladder if you go right into this high fat meal. The other foods that I incorporated to help with my microbiome are prebiotics from sauerkraut. So I actually drank about half a cup of the sauerkraut juice. At this point, anything that you're eating will taste amazing. And anything that has a zest to it is just, I mean, on a regular day, I'd probably maybe do a tablespoon tops. But I had a lot more today because I wanted to support my microbiome, get the good bacteria flowing, and that also helped me feel satiated as well. I hear a lot where people say after a fasting protocol that they just get ravenous and they just want to eat everything and just miss out on food. But if you really focus on the foods that support your gut health, it'll make this transition a lot easier. If you're looking to heal from cancer and optimize your metabolic health, and looking for a personalized metabolic plan, I talk all about that in my next video.